Hey friends. Okay, so today I want to talk about how you are tracking your freelance income. And not the system, not whatever spreadsheet you're using. And you know that our philosophy is go simple, go cheap when it comes to stuff. If a software is not paying for itself 10 times over already, then it's not something that you need to invest in yet, or at least paying for itself and then some. But specifically, I mean what you're actually tracking. I know, as freelancers, we tend to focus mostly on the aggregate number. Okay, this is how much I made this week. This is how much I made this month. This is how much I made this year. This is how much I expect to come in next month. All of that kind of stuff. But one thing I also want to encourage you to look at is how much you are earning per client, and really break down to the time that you're spending with each client. First of all, track your actual hours versus what you thought that how long the project would take you, because that can be really, really helpful, not just with this client and any future projects with that client, but it can be really helpful for any future projects if you find that you're forgetting to track, say, admin time, or you're forgetting to budget in admin time when you are estimating your project price. All of these things add up, and if you don't factor them in when you come up with a project price for your clients, you're going to end up working for a lot less than you should have, because you still have to do that work, and that work should be paid for by your client as part of the project price. So track the actual hours you're working versus how much you're making from a client, but also just in aggregate, look at how much you're making from each client. And one of the things that you want to look at too is, are there some clients that are making up the bulk of your income, or is it distributed over several different clients? What kinds of clients do you have? And I mean specifically the clients you really like to work with and the clients that are kind of a pain. Let's face it. Clients are not perfect. They're not all the same. And throughout the course of your career, you will have so many clients that you love and you are absolute delights to work with. And then every once in a while, you're going to have clients that are just a pain. Obviously, do whatever you can to make that relationship as smooth as possible. But if a client is a pain, then look at your numbers, figure out how much you're earning from that client, because you might want to offload that client. So you need to know how much you're earning from that client to figure out how much you need to earn from any additional clients that you bring on, so that you're completely comfortable letting that kind of pain in the rear end client go. It's always going to be a matter of what works best for you and how much you need to how much income you need to come in, and all that kind of thing. But when you have an understanding of what each of your clients is bringing in, at least on a monthly basis, even really looking at it on a weekly basis would be great, but at the very least, look at it on a monthly basis. Once you have a good understanding of what each client is bringing in, you can have a better understanding of if you need to change anything. If things are looking great, awesome. If you are very comfortable with all of these clients and how the money is distributed, super. If you're looking at how much money is coming in and you notice that you have like 65% of your income coming in from one client and that project is going to wrap up soon, then this is a really good time to reinvest your time in pitching so that you can make up for that client income. So don't just look at your freelance income as in total, as in, all right, this is what I make this week, this is what I make this month, this is what I make this year. But really, I would encourage you to take some time and figure out how much you're making on a client by client basis, so that you can make better decisions about how to price out your projects, so that you can be prepared if there are any clients that you kind of think you want to offload. You can know exactly what you have to do in order to fill in that income with a different client, and you can make sure that your income is nice and steady if some projects are starting to wrap up. So check it out, not just by month, not just by year, but also by the client. It will very much help you make sure that you always have exactly what you want income-wise, what you want coming in.